there are individual traits and qualities,
Right, sir. Right, sir.
and there are organizational traits and qualities. And the next point is that people, apart from your colleagues, peers, and others, the organization is run by the people. They have their own ethics of understanding of the organization. They are stakeholders, their union, their people around you, the villages need to appreciate their requirement also.
Great morning, audience. Today it's a matter of deep sense of pride. I mean it, and privilege for me to be talking to A K Ojha sir. Ojha sir, thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
Good morning to
For
you and your
joining.
audience.
Thank you so much, sir. In this heart-to-heart conversation, I prefer calling this heart-to-heart conversation because there are a lot of interviews and all that when nothing comes out, and all that comes out is some kind of negativity, hatred, and all that. So this is a heart-to-heart conversation because what I've learned based on the last few years is the fact that the best of lessons come when people smile, enjoy each other's company, and then have some cup of coffee or mug or whatever water while having interaction. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. So, audience, today we are talking to Mr. A K Ojha. Ojha sir, as we have been calling him, A K Ojha sir, he has been a corporate veteran from the house of Tatas. I think, sir, you must have worked for quite a few decades, many decades in Tata Steel Limited.
Yeah, I spent 38 years, starting
38
from
years in Tata.
graduate trainee to general manager.
I think audience, you know that it's going to be very, very interesting and very insightful conversation. Please complete the entire video, watch the entire video because it's going to be full of lot of inspiring messages and a lot of heartwarming conversation. So, sir, I think at the time of leaving Tata Steel, you were heading an entity, a division which had 5,000 people, which means it might be equal to the size of maybe 10 multinationals, which I see in Pune and some of these areas, you know. So large area, large division it was, and sir was the head, was general manager of West Bokaro division. So I was just getting a small thought before we start conversation. Sir, एक American concept है. People say that there are different generations, you know. So they say that there is one generation called silent generation, which is consisting of those people who were born between 1928 and 1945. So that's silent generation. उसके पहले को कोई नाम लोगों ने नहीं दिया, I don't know, because there might be some reason. I think they might have started seeing patterns starting 1928. 1946 to 1964, people who were born in this phase are known as baby boomers. For some reason, Americans have got some idea. I think there are many countries where people connect with some of these ideas. People who were born between 1965 till 1980, they are known as Generation X. I think they had some X factor. Maybe I come from Generation X. I don't know what was that X factor. And people who were born between 1981 and 1996, they are known as millennials, so Generation Y. And people who were born between 1997 and 2010-2012 are known as Generation Z. Gen Zs बोलते हैं उनको, काफी youngsters हैं. And there is a name also given to people who are kids who were born after 2012. They are known as Alpha Generation. जो मुझे सर पता नहीं था, मुझे भी recently पता चला. If I give one example in my family, so me, I'm coming from I'm Generation X. My wife is Generation Y. My elder daughter is Generation Z, Gen Z, and my younger one is Alpha Generation. And why I am giving this example, audience, while at the time of beginning this conversation, there is a reason. Sir, I was looking at your profile on LinkedIn. मैंने ज़्यादा देखा नहीं, I just saw a couple of things. One thing which really caught my attention is the fact that, sir, you did your you did your engineering from BIT Sindri, which was one of the most reputed colleges, which has been one of the most reputed, insightful, in-depth colleges in terms of education. You did your engineering in the year 1973, and I was not even born at that time. I was born in 1975. So, audience, this is going to be a very heartwarming conversation across different generations of people, and this video I'm pretty sure is going to be seen by people who belong to Generation Alpha, Generation Y, Generation X, and all generations. So, sir, first, once again, thank you so much for joining, sir. Sir, when
My
you look
pleasure.
back on your journey of 38 years, and of course after that we'll be talking about your stint on the golf ground. We'll speak of all this. So when you look back on your career and the years which you spent with Tata, sir, which are some of the thoughts which come to your mind, sir? Some of the memories, and then we can start from there. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Arun, let me start with a point
Yes, sir.
where I landed at Jamshedpur.
Right, sir. Wow.
My father was a village boy,
Right, sir.
completed his secondary education, and landed at Jamshedpur.
Right, sir.
Although I was born at village, one of the villages in Bihar,
Right, sir.
but I was brought up at Jamshedpur. Jamshedpur, Tata Steel was basically in blood and toast.
Oh, wow. Wow. Out
So,
and out a Tata person, sir. I can see that. Starting from childhood is till now also.
correct.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Correct.
So the culture of Jamshedpur gave us two things.
Yes.
One, the character, conviction, and confidence and courage. And the family environment gave me kind of humbleness, humility, and to deal with people.
Right, sir.
The third thing which gave me the Jamshedpur sports is a way of life.
Which I see on your Facebook page even nowadays, sir. Yeah.
Sports is a way of life, and it's a sharing of personalities and understanding uh,
Yeah.
the aspirations and the failures and the success as well.
So nice, so nice, so nice.
So when I completed my engineering from Sindri, BTech in mechanical, BSc in
Right,
mechanical, they were calling it
right, sir.
that
Right,
Ranchi
sir.
University.
Right, sir.
I was selected as a graduate engineer training.
Oh, wow. So Tata Steel came to the campus to
No, no, that time the campus was not the keyword there. That point of
ah,
time, you have to apply for the process, application process, and
oh.
then the scrutiny process, and then Mr. Modi was chairing the last interview all the time, and that was very, very, I mean, I would say fearing or enjoying also. The last interview. So that had happened, and I was selected, and he placed me in West Bokaro division.
Wow.
The place was little known to me, little known, and I was not aware of the place. In fact,
Okay.
although I've been into Hazaribagh in my college lifetime, to my friend, his father was jail superintendent,
Right, sir.
and he must be knowing a person working with us, Wasim Murtaza.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
His brother-in-law was my classmate. His father was
Oh.
jail superintendent of Hazaribagh.
Acha, that's how you had some idea about West Bokaro division before
Then I
coming
came
there.
to know about something about West Bokaro, but I was not knowing that I am going to be destined to be there at the age of 24.
Why you gonna right out of college you come to West Bokaro? Yeah.
Correct. And the very first encounter which I had when I reached Hazaribagh, there's a sleepy town, no communication, regular communication to West Bokaro, Ghatotan.
Right, sir.
Then I saw a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
saw a taxi going to Ghato, they are shouting Ghato, then I went there and sat in the taxi. The driver says, I've seen you. I was very surprised. And they said, I have seen you, DAV, sorry, Digwadi
Yeah.
Mahavita.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, fine. So I reached, but in the midway, I could hear the uh, voices of goat
Okay. Okay. It's
in the car.
yeah. Yeah.
So that was the situation. We reached at West Bokaro. And
Mm-hmm.
West Bokaro was like a sleepy, uh, the small
It's
sleepy place,
it's yeah.
which
Yeah.
has no communication, regular communication with the township. But once you reach into West Bokaro, a small place, well managed,
Uh,
and very good club. So the first interaction with the senior executive were like uh, speaking or understanding a family atmosphere there.
right, sir. Right, sir.
That took me to my heart, and I thought that this is a place I can stay.
Wow.
And the very learning process started with uh, on-the-job training.
Right, sir.
Since it is a small place, small division, only producing in a month 10,000, 12,000 tons of coal or
Okay.
30,000 tons of coal, many 45 officers were there only. And I was put into task of uh, replacing persons who were going on leave.
My God. Oh my God. What a beautiful inverted comma way to begin, sir, your some of initial.
And the process was so sort of different, which we have thought of in the college,
Right,
that we
sir.
programmed on-the-job training and this and that, but it went on. And I
Wow.
just gave me that gave me an opportunity to learn all the departments right in the beginning.
Right, sir.
Understanding. No, learn means understanding, not knowing the department, but understanding. And I had a good guide at that point of time. Uh, Mr. A.N. Mitra, Mr.
Ah,
Yuran Chandran, and late Mr. R.S.S. Murthy.
okay.
So
Hmm.
these the fellow brothers or mentors gave me an insight of the total division.
Right, sir.
After that, the journey had gone into a kind of a learning process
Right,
from
sir.
underground mining, maintenance, machinery maintenance to open cast mining machinery maintenance.
Okay.
But it was very tiny mine and very obsolete kind of equipment were there, both in underground. I was not born, and I was not born in 1948, but I was told to maintain locomotives
Yes, sir.
imported from UK
Right,
to
sir.
maintain that, and the
Oh.
parts were also not available.
Oh.
So that kind of scenario started, but the success of open cast mine was appreciated by the company, and
Hmm.
the company embarked upon expansion of West Bokhara as open cast mine.
Okay.
1973 they started. The
Okay.
concept gave us an opportunity as an individual to
Right, sir. Right, sir.
and to lead to a mechanical equipment sort of science and technology to a different level,
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
which we have seen in our lab, small ones, but the giant ones are coming in front of us now.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that was the first experience of dealing with the
Wow.
equipment, and that has become my trade.
Awesome. Awesome. Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir. I think
No,
I'm
no,
just thinking
sure.
about, I'm thinking about one memory here. One, I'm recalling something which I discussed with, which I heard from Amit Agrawal. So I was just talking to Amit Agrawal a few days ago. And he was telling me that, Arun, when for the first time I landed at the railway station in Ramgarh, and then I had to go to near Ramgarh, and then I had to go to Barka kind of some station he was talking about, and then he had to go to West Bokhara. Then there was a car which came. He got into the car, and then car started moving on a road. It got out of highway, and then it started moving in the thick and thin of forest, and all that he could see was only the headlights and the whatever he could see in the light of headlight. And he was talking about early 2000, and he was saying, Arun, I didn't know where I'm going. Am I going to be kidnapped and all kind of stuff? Sir, you are talking about 1973. उनसे 30 साल पहले की
1975.
बात, उसमें तो अलग ही दुनिया हो गई सर. एक अलग ही
Alag
दुनिया
Dunia.
हो गई.
It's a totally isolated place. In fact, there's no approach to the town, which I said earlier.
Yeah.
But he was lucky to be there when the roads were built.
Yeah.
And the single roads, both side, from
Right.
Hazaribagh side and this
Right, sir.
Angor side. He was lucky.
Yeah.
And the expansion project had come. Facilities have improved. The
Right, sir.
houses have been built. So people were lucky to be there at that point of time. I was also lucky because I had to see that place growing up and the
Yeah.
constant.
Awesome. Awesome. And sir, when you came,
So,
Mr. Ramachandran was already there, you said. He
yeah,
already
Mr.
was working.
Ramchandra was already there. He was as an assistant engineer, and I joined
Okay.
as assistant engineer thereafter. So,
Wow.
he was in underground mining maintenance machinery,
Right, sir.
electrical, and that went on. We worked together, we played together,
Yeah.
cricket, and everything went together.
Very nice. Very nice.
This open cast mining experience gave me an opportunity to lead three mines
Okay.
altogether at point of time. You might have been joined at that point of time, I said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Quarry A, B, and E.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
And then Subsequently, the upgradation of equipment of SCV came. That gave us an opportunity of
Right.
learning the technical part of.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
but the best part was the people management of the place.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir.
The education from 75 to 91, I would say, the management of people traits were quite different than what was happening after 91.
Mm-hmm.
The education level, the understanding, the dedication, the loyalty for the company were quite
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Right,
So
sir. Right, sir.
they were working for the organization goal all the time. All
Yeah.
the people were working for the organization.
Very interesting. Aditya, this is getting connected to the different generations which you spoke about. That's the reason
Yes,
we have put people
that's
in different generations. Yeah.
different generation. You said that the first one said that I worked with a gentleman called Mr. Achari.
Right,
He
sir.
was from Kerala and he was foreman of Locograss.
Ah.
The only gentleman and a clerk were, I would say, educated or school had that gone to school.
Right,
Very
sir.
few of the mechanic and fitters had gone to the school. Very few
Hmm.
mining uh, loaders had gone to the school. So
Right,
that
sir.
point of time, these people were only knowing this is my company, my job. I should work for the company. Don't shy away from giving anything to the company. So
Mm-hmm.
that gave me kind of insight of uh, dedication, understanding to working towards the organization.
Yeah, sir. You come from sir baby boomers generation, people who were born
Yes,
before 1964, and I think it's very clear. Even while thinking about my father, my parents, I can think of that connection, that deep rooted connection with family, with company, that people had. And I think now things have changed a lot. Of course, when I talk to Piyush, I think I'll be talking to a different person from with a different perspective. But very
and
very interesting, sir.
the
Yeah.
change is inevitable.
Yes, sir.
Change cannot be stopped because
Absolutely.
education at the time of independence, the country had little focus on education
Right, sir.
before independence, and very few families in the family India bearing south, in the north and east, very few families, I would say, it's my understanding, may be
Yeah.
wrong,
Yeah.
have been focused on education.
You're right, sir. Yeah, yeah.
So education has brought changes in mine also. So I started understanding things in different way.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir. Sir, you also said four things, four words which are very powerful. I would like to repeat these words for the sake of audience. You spoke about courage, conviction, confidence, character. So what I've also seen that of course this description of different generation is something which was done by some American people, and of course many people across the world have started connecting with the concept of different generations. Having said that, there are certain qualities which have withstood the test of time, sir. They are equally important today as they were 20, 30, 40 years ago. So
Correct.
character is still important, conviction, confidence, courage. Because I have been talking to some people, I do some coaching sessions, I give some talks. I have seen that these are time tested words which I think people have to imbibe. And I think it's
Right.
not easy for the generations of today because of the reels and all that. I know, I think we'll talk about it. Very nice. So, sir, I think would you like to say something more, sir, about your talking about your journey in West Bokaro before you move on
Yeah.
to yeah,
That another tipping point came into my life
right, sir,
is the training program
right, sir,
in 91.
right, sir,
When I was nominated, I was very much disturbed. Yeah, I'm a technical person
right,
and
sir,
I'm doing well with my interpersonal effective my sort of behavior.
right, sir.
Why should I name for interpersonal effectiveness of technical personal course?
Right, sir. This is the first yeah, response. Yeah,
The
yeah.
first
First thought.
reaction which came into my mind. But it was at TMTC Pune. That
Yeah.
was the high
Oh,
point.
okay, okay.
And
Hmm.
Dr. Menezes was the director of the institute, very known person, and
Okay,
Lady Menezes was also.
okay.
When I reached there, the environment was quite different. I had not been to any management institute, but that was the only period of 20 days or 15 days in a
Hmm.
management institute. Everything is programmed. And the process of learning was there, that people play games or play games in the organization.
Absolutely, sir.
That was the learning at that point of time. And you need to understand your dream. Recall your dream, and the real actual dream I'm talking about. That
Yeah.
was also made me to understand. And the third was the program coordinator, which included with that the change is inevitable.
It's bound to happen.
Who should change?
Wow.
So sorry, why should change?
Why should we
Then
change? Yeah.
who should change? Then when to change? The who should change? The answer is why not I, not others. Instead of
Absolutely.
changing others, you should change yourself. So that was the
Awesome.
learning. The
Awesome.
tipping point of my career was that. And soon thereafter, Dr. J. Rani took over,
Right, sir.
and the PEP exercise has come. You were there.
Yeah, yeah, I was here, sir. Yeah.
And that was another tipping point in my career. If that wouldn't have come, probably I would have been in a kind of management and maintenance category of the equipment. That gave me an opportunity to become a kind of a owner of a mine and change my total concept. And there the journey starts. And 38 years had given me a lot of things from Tata Steel and the division and the people of the division.
Wow, wow, wow. It's amazing, sir. This is what you said while talking about your experiences in TMTC, which is coincidentally is very close to the place I'm attending this. I'm talking to you. It's just 20 minutes from here. What you said is very powerful. And audience, I think everybody has to take a pause for maybe 5 minutes time. You can pause the video here and then look within whether you are changing yourself or are you expecting the world around you to change. So all the books which I have shown, which are there in the background, they're all about self-transformation. Coincidentally, this is the lesson which I got through my self-experience and realizations starting in the year 2018, when I got a feeling that there is something has to change. I was looking for more happiness and more fulfillment. And so let me share with you something very interesting. And that started happening when I did something called my vision board exercise, which audience might have seen in some of these interactions. And once this is something which I made after 2 days of almost, I spent 36 hours, 19
Oh,
hours, 18 hours per
great.
day we used to spend in
Great.
a place very close to TMTC. There is a place called Mulshi, sir. When you happen to come to Pune, sir, next time I'll be very happy showing you some of the places around this place.
I could recall as ashram.
Yeah. They're beautiful places, sir. There are
Osho
ashram.
ashram.
Osho ashram is in the heart of the city. And there are places like Mulshi. Once you go to Mulshi, which is hardly 1 hour from here, it's like valleys and hills and mountains. It looks beautiful. So that's the place where we had one resort, where I spent some 18 hours into 36 hours kind of. And then I made my vision board, and then I knew the real meaning of understanding ourselves, knowing ourselves, and then making some changes. And then I realized the fact that unless we change ourselves, nothing changes. And actually, I went through it through personal realization. So the impact was very intense. And the day I got it, sir, I think everything has started changing around me. हम लोग सर सोचते हैं कि दुनिया बदल जाए, बॉस बेहतर कर जाए, मेरे पीयर्स अच्छे से मुझे रिस्पेक्ट करे, मेरी पत्नी मुझे और प्यार से खाना बना के खिलाए. So nothing, but we do not look within us. And that's amazing a journey. And एक बार सर वो होता है तो एक बार जब हम अपने आप को पहचान लेते हैं, सर, I think you also said that it's all about knowing oneself.
Correct.
If we know ourselves, everything changes.
Yeah.
Sir, I have seen you as a person who has always been, and I think we're talking about PEP, Performance Ethics Program audience. This is a organizational assessment center. It's like assessment center, which for the first time, I think Tata Steel went for in a massive way. And some people overnight became superstars. I think Sir was, I'm saying humbly, was one of the superstars of the PEP program. And I also saw the fact that you always could connect with people across generations. I could see that you could connect very well with youngsters. You could also connect very well with senior people like Mr. U. Ramachandran and other people. So how did you have this bandwidth, which is still there? And I still see you playing golf. showing some of these things. And of course, I'll be talking to Piyush also. How could you manage this ability to be so much at ease with people across generations, sir? Is something which people, I think, have to learn, I think.
So as you said, we are the generation. Which generation you name that?
Baby
We
boomers,
have
yeah.
sort of uh, inbuilt uh, what do you call it?
Quality,
Trait,
yeah.
inbuilt trait. Everybody has been brought up in a same kind of environment, yeah, our
Yeah,
generation, where the respect is the key word,
absolutely.
and honor, honor individual, the second word.
Right, sir.
Respect individual, honor individual, and appreciate their shortcomings. So it is necessary to understand the shortcomings, improvement areas of mine and as well as others.
Others, yeah, it's important. Yeah.
So generation together has all these kind of attributes.
Right, sir.
No
Right, sir.
generation is different than this. Everybody has improvement areas, the strength. So whether I'm a senior or junior, these are,
Hmm.
but the junior has one more thing. In my lively bloods,
Right, sir.
lively people were there.
Right, sir.
So
Right,
you
sir.
leave your young time and leave your childhood also at the same time, and be a kind of a mentor guide for those person without saying this is required to be done.
Very important, sir. And I think you
Place your
very,
actions accordingly and
yeah,
your behavior accordingly so that they can appreciate you.
very nicely explained, sir. Because as you rightly said, that there are certain generations for whom it was a natural trait. And I think today generation has to actually work a little on this, because some of these people are in nuclear families, so they do not know how to interact with some of the people with experience. So that's interesting. Sir, I'm thinking about one anecdote, one incident, rather one development which I had, which I would like to share with the audience here, because you spoke about appreciating people and appreciating the team members, knowing one's as well as the team members' weaknesses, and then seeing that people grow together. सर मुझे याद है, एक बार हम लोग रांची गए थे. We had gone to Ranchi. There was some event happening there. There was some talk or some meeting. I was there in the same car with you, and then we were coming back from Ranchi. That was 2006, the month of April, and it was, I think, 19th April. My wife was in Jaipur, and we were expecting our first daughter, first child, and yeah, so it was around daytime, and the child was to arrive by night time. So doctor had said that it will take a few hours. And I remember, sir, you told me, Arun, what are you doing here in West Bokaro? Get a ticket, and then you made a call to somebody. I was thinking that okay, I may not go because there's some meeting and some work and all that. So I decided to stay back. You also called somebody, the station master of the nearby railway station. You got a ticket booked for me. I still recall I went to Kodarma station where the ticket was waiting for me. Somebody came and gave me the ticket. And you and the audience, I was reporting to sir then. So it's a very inspiring message, which I always recall while thinking about you as the manager, as the leader, as the boss, who knew that there is some volume of work, and still you ensure that the team member goes and spends some couple of days, whatever time with my family. It's because of your support that I came to Jaipur overnight, and then I could spend some time with my in-laws, with my family. Thank you so
I,
much, sir.
I placed myself to your position at the point of time
Right, sir.
because I had also gone through the same process. I had a child. I was
Right, sir.
missing the opportunity to be there. So that gave me an encouragement or the strength to see that the Arun should be there at that point
Yeah,
of
I recall that. I recall
time.
there is a point of reflection and introspection for people, for leaders, for senior managers of today, which is very interesting. Sir, which are those 2 to 3 qualities? I think already have shared some of the qualities which you would like to advise or suggest to people who want to be good leaders. Some of these things which you want them to keep in mind. Of course, I think we've spoken about some of these qualities so far, but if you want to add to this, yeah.
See, there are individual traits and qualities,
Right, sir. Right, sir.
and there are organizational traits and qualities.
Right, sir.
It depends on you and the organization
Right, sir.
which you belong to. And if you belong to that organization and your traits also belong to matches with the organization traits, then that would be the sort of classic way of going together up and up.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Suppose if I look at my own understanding of achievement of my individual
Right, sir.
and do something which is not as good as good as matching with the requirement of the organization,
Right, sir.
then you would not be able to believe in that organization. May have to path your own way out, and the organization will have path his own way out. So
Wow.
therefore, the winning term should be the matching requirement of each and every individual to the organization. Work for the organizational goal. Your goal will be automatically met.
Wow.
That
Wow.
is one.
Amazing.
Second thing is that you cannot stop uh, the organizational culture which is brewing, which may not be knowing. That will be brewing. So you just say that I'm understanding the organization would not be that great, but the
Hmm.
culture is always changing. People has always any individual is different than other individual.
Right, sir.
As understanding and concept visualization of the organization and the bosses around you would be different.
Right,
So
sir.
therefore, you must appreciate yourself as well as your peers
Right, sir.
and understand and work together. Team management should be the
Wow.
key word. Third is that whatever you say, I have mentioned earlier also, whatever you say, the organizations are changing, or the bottom line is very sort of pressed up, I mean, demanding, and the growth is also required by the organization.
Hmm.
So if you are willing to grow and maintain the bottom line of the organization, then only you will be able to become a senior leader in any other organization, whether you are here or there.
Wow. Wow.
And the next point is that people, apart from your colleagues, peers, and others, the organization is run by the people. They have their own ethics of understanding of the organization. They are stakeholders, their union, their people around you, the villages need to appreciate their requirement also.
Wow. Awesome. So that's the reason I always tell people that you can read multiple books, but I think if we have the ability to learn from seniors and leaders like you and people, I think they have got all the learnings and lessons. The way you explained, sir, it's so powerful because normally whenever I ask this question to people, people talk about 4 or 5 qualities. But what you said is the reality of this life and world. It's about fitment.
Yes,
It's about
that's my
matching.
understanding, and that's my understanding.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. It's an amazing wisdom. I think audience, I would request you to just pause this video here, take some 5 minutes time and think about your qualities and the qualities which the organization is looking for. You versus the organization, because that matching is very important. And that's the reason I've seen many people who have got brilliant qualities, but they are not fitting into the organization.
Do you
Awesome.
remember that? Do you remember that XY curve and four quadrants?
Right, sir.
I'm trying interrupting you here. I
Please,
got
sir.
into my mind. Y is a suppose a performance,
Right,
and
sir.
the X is like a behavioral attributes.
Right, sir.
You put organization here. What performance is needed for the organization? What are the attributes of the organization? Then
Hmm.
replace with individual. For
Hmm.
this performance, what is your performance level, and what would be your behavioral attributes?
Hmm.
If you match this, then you're the top right quadrant.
Awesome, sir. I think this is something which I'll include in my coaching curriculum because I do coaching. I've got a coaching curriculum based on all that I learned. This is very important addition which I'm going to make
So
because
nice.
normally people look at their own. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sir, you must have hired many senior leaders as well as people across hierarchies. Which are those few qualities which you always used to look for while hiring people for any organization? I think we've got some answer partially based on what we interacted, but would you like to add something to it, sir?
Which level you are
Yeah, if
wanting
we
to
can talk about top leaders or
top
leadership level,
top of the
leadership.
pyramid you are talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So there's people who have been eligible for consideration
Right, sir.
by the organization they are going to get in. First of all, the eligibility criteria is the primary thing which is required to be there.
Right, sir.
But once you interview these people or interact, not interview, interact, without saying interview, you interact with these people openly, you will understand traits of the individual.
Right, sir.
Those traits come from the background
Hmm.
of the society and the family which they come in. And those traits, that organizational traits, if they are matching, that should be the first criteria to look into.
Awesome. I think
Second thing
yeah.
for the senior level is dig into their past.
Hmm.
Dig into their past. People have achieved many things, sacrificing their individual
Right, sir.
understanding of life or sacrificing the organizational's requirement.
Right, sir.
The second part, dig into those. Then you have all that criteria of his knowledge and that
Yeah.
is known to you. So these are first two things are very important in my opinion.
Very, very powerful, sir. And also, as I asked this question, you said something which is very important. I would like to go back to that place. You said that around which hierarchy you're talking about. So that's very interesting indication to audience that for different hierarchies, the requirements may change.
They would
So
be
can we
different.
talk about the freshers? Suppose a company looking for freshers or youngsters, what kind of qualities, or is the answer going to differ for these people, the bottom of the pyramid?
So diversity is a criteria in the organization, should be a criteria and is a criteria in the organization.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
People are not of the same diverse. They are of different diverse coming together to work for the organization.
Right,
The
sir.
fresher are also the same.
Wow.
But the institutions should be given credit.
Very important.
For years or generation to build this institution, the rollout from that institution will be quite different than other institutions.
Wow.
Second part is what are his accomplishment in academic.
Yeah.
Third most important is what is the individual understanding on human or being human.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
That can be understood through knowing his interest in the sports,
Yeah.
debates, heading some kind of pilot projects in the institution
Right, sir.
or some kind of groups. So the freshers are required to be seen in this light.
Beautiful, sir. Beautifully explained, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, staying on the topic of sports, so there is a picture in the background. Would you like to share something? I see one sport, and you have been winning a lot of trophies, sir. So I got it from your Facebook without asking for your permission. Sorry for that, sir. Would you like
No,
to say
no.
something on this, sir?
It's in a domain. Anybody can see this, and he willingly have put those pictures.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Yeah.
I said sports is the way of life imbibed or in me or some at Jamshedpur. So when I went to the college, I was a captain of school cricket team at Jamshedpur, and went to the college, practiced my sports, and represented a cricket team in Ranchi University,
Wow.
represented badminton team in Ranchi University, TT team in Ranchi University. Um, Therefore, it was in my blood, and my blood and understanding that sports is a way of life.
Right,
I
sir. Right.
can't live without sports.
Right, sir.
Even at West Bokaro, the only thing which was putting me there was sports, and I was liked by equally by ladies and the
Ah,
gents.
I missed that segment. Correct. They are very popular among all people, starting from children to youngsters to women who used to respect a lot. And I think I used to see you playing table tennis much
Correct,
better
correct.
than people like us can even imagine, dream, with different people.
I was always drawn out by my office time after 5:30 when I was attending a breakdown, and the instruction to the CME, Chief Mining Engineer, was that he should be released to play with us, the number one lady and the number two lady in the club. I have to go to the club, play badminton and table tennis, come back again to the shop.
Oh, wow. What an energy and energy level, sir. Really, kudos. Kudos.
Same with billiards. Billiard tables were laid in 81 at West Bokaro.
Okay.
Myself, Wasim Murtaza, NC Patnaik, all working in different place. Will come to club enroll our name, and understand the timing. Went back to the shop, attended the breakdown of the process of maintenance, came back at that time, played half an hour
Wow.
game, went back. So
It's
these are
so,
the things which I thought, what should I do after retirement? That
yeah.
was the big question, you know.
Okay.
He was so engaged mentally and physically that the day you quit, it's really quitting.
Hmm.
Quitting. I mean, really quitting. You don't have anything to do at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that message is important. That word
This
is
is important. You're quitting. You can't remain in the house and look at this is not good, that is not good. Then you create a problem for your wife also.
right. Right, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir. You are right.
So Sandys, you may be knowing Sandys.
I.R. Sandys, yeah. Yeah, Richard
Yeah.
Sandys, full name. Yeah.
He is my mentor.
Okay.
And Alan Singh is my guru. Alan Singh
Oh,
is Chief Administrator of Jamshedpur Golf Association. They gave me
wow.
this tool to engage myself after retirement. And the second thing, I could visualize the way I'm living today,
Right, sir.
the organization, the work, interacting with the kind of people. If I stay only in a city, that kind of people will not be available to me. So golf is one platform which has given me opportunity to interact people of our kind, our understanding, different businesses, different approaches to the life. So golf is a kind of center of engagement of after superannuation. But that was not enough for me. Myself and Mr. Arcus was a thought of giving back to the society what we have learned.
Super,
And we
super
started
powerful, sir.
a training center, skill training center.
Okay, so you are conducting sessions, sir? Skill building
No, no.
session? You
You
have got
know,
people, team.
Tata Steel is a kind of an umbrella where you learn many things,
Yeah.
but you may not learn many things outside the world.
Hmm. Hmm.
We landed in a situation where we got our money blocked.
Okay.
But money has come back to some extent. But the best part was it was National Skill Development Program, and we have trained 450 panchayat boys of Adityapur area.
Wow.
And unfortunately, it has to be stopped before COVID.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
these two things were together after retirement.
Sir, this is amazing an insight that people have to be creative, have to be a little innovative. I think the sources of engagement are there around us. We just have to
Yes.
look, see, that's all.
Like you take your example, you live an organization, you are engaging yourself in a kind of thought process you have.
You're absolutely right, sir. And this is like free, no? It's like what? It's a digital system, Wi-Fi, which is there everywhere, a
Correct.
laptop, and Zoom, which people have got. And still there are people who are saying, oh my God, I don't know how to get this goal accomplished. You know, so resources are all around us. So this is an amazing example, audience. I would like you to reflect. First of all, the words like retirement or superannuation, of course, we all know what the meaning of these words are. These are the words which I can never correlate while thinking about A K Ojha, sir, because he's a person who is even more busy now. I know you are, you yourself shared some of these activities which you
No,
are in.
not only Arun, not only sorry to interrupt you, not only busy at Noida, at Gurgaon, I
Wow.
created a network through golf
Wow.
without knowing people
So awesome.
and
So
own
awesome.
tournament also in Gurgaon.
I always tell my mentees, sir, it's so powerful. I think I'm pretty sure that even if you go to, irrespective of which place you go, if you could engage with people so well
Yeah,
in the remotest of remote place that we spoke about, of course, in 1973, it must have been a very small place in West Bokhara and Ghatota, and you could engage people in Jamshedpur or Noida or USA or some of the places. Sir, this picture looks like a picture from some other country. Would you like to share something about this, sir? You are busy, sir. You are doing so many things. Yeah.
and it is a trip to, if I correctly recall, Austria or Germany.
A European trip.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah. I see, sir, you visiting a lot of places. You see, and Japan and some of the places I saw pictures.
yeah. I would give credit to my organization.
So good.
And from 91 onwards, and after the PIP, the performance related encouragements
Wow.
and the technical improvement related encouragement. I have visited USA thrice. I have visited Austria. I have visited Germany. I have visited South Africa. I have visited Mozambique. I have
Wow.
visited Holland. I have visited France, Australia,
So
and Singapore.
beautiful.
Mm,
So beautiful. I have got some of the pictures.
China. China. This is China.
China. Ah, the China.
That square,
Wow.
famous square.
Okay. I always tell people that the changes begin from within us. Let's start making ourselves better. Resources are everywhere.
Yes.
Books, people, experiences, happy experiences, not so happy experiences. Actually, I've also been sharing with people that some of the most unhappy experiences where somebody gave a feedback or something happened which you didn't like, those are actually more powerful, a moment for somebody to make it better and bigger. And
I,
just the way you are engaging with the world of sports, with the world, actually, China, all parts of the world, and playing and teaching, and wow, awesome. It's like
best
super
part
powerful.
was with my wife in China. वो सावन का महीना था, maybe
Ah,
understanding. He
ah.
said, I will not go. It's a सावन का महीना. I said, come on, let's go there. I'll manage your food. So that was reminds me one more thing, which engages you in a better way.
Right, sir.
Mr. A. Misra was general manager, and he was a PIP nodal agency, and I was chief of one of the mines. He came in the evening at 6:30. It was raining. I was in my house with A K Ojha and gave me a book written by Mr. Pramod Batra.
Wow.
Two things very important I wish to mention here. Why? Because the audience also listening this is very simple things. Two things still I carry in my mind is one is we are not a matchstick. If somebody will lift you and burn you.
Absolutely,
This is
sir.
one. And second one is in सरदार लोग बोलते हैं सरदारों की भाषा में एक है KFP, एक है BFP. KFP में की फर्क पैंदा.
Yeah.
अब BFP में से बहुत फर्क पैंदा. If any thought process or any action, if you look at, if it's KFP, if somebody is doing for you against you, if it is KFP, let it go. But if it is going to BFP, then understand the issue correctly, dig into detail, and go ahead and kill it.
Ultimately, the entire power lies within us. It's all with us. We can
Yes.
decide what is to be given attention to, what is to be ignored. And once you give
Correct.
attention, we have got the power to make a difference within us. Of course,
Correct.
again, here the change will start from within us, and then we can change the
Correct.
world around. Awesome, sir. Of course, I think we have got some very, very powerful nuggets of wisdom, which are absolutely actionable, sir. Having said that, would you like to talk about one or two inspiring personalities or inspiring books or inspiring movies or something which you loved, which you would like to share with the audience?
I would, in my career, I would say start with, or my educational
Right, sir.
time, my father is the first influencer in my life.
Wow.
He has struggled to get education and landed in Tata Steel and survived and rose to a kind of level and gave
Right,
us
sir.
that kind of opportunity to be understand the life differently in that city. That
Wow.
is one influence.
Beautiful.
Second is Mr. Modi.
Rishi Modi.
Sorry, prior to Mr. Modi, Mr. JRD. JRD had come West Bokaro once, and he's had trouser on. लाइक कभी होता है ना हमारे घर में ट्राउजर टाइट हो गया उसको खोल के पहनते उसकी दाग रह जाती है पीछे में. That's
Right,
the
sir.
simplicity of a man who is waiting on a kind of empire.
Wow.
And Mr. Modi's people management.
Awesome.
Staying
Awesome.
in the chalk on a chowki and interacting with Paras, Dukan, having tea. And third is
Yeah.
Dr. Arun Sharma. Have you known Mr. Dr. Arun Sharma?
So
No.
this is the only name I'm just trying to think. Other name I
Yeah,
know.
I would let you know. He was in a Pant. Pant was steel minister at one point of time. He was there in the steel ministry. Then he left that. He did not agree to the many kind of proposals. Then he left that. Came back. He was in Tata Group of company. Then came back from the joined Coal India. I mean, Coal India as a chairman. Then came back to Tata Steel. When I was senior engineer, he came as ED RM.
Right, sir.
And his memory is so sharp. When I retired and settled at Jamshedpur, he called me my name. Oh, this, what are you doing here? Are you playing golf? And
Yeah.
he he took me he took me to a yoga class,
Wow.
exposure for 7 days. And you had given me a book right in the beginning when you left. I still recall one book
Oh.
in Hindi, something like that. Either you medicine or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. The book written by my father-in-law, Dr. Nagendra Naidu.
Correct, correct.
I
Okay.
have forgotten. You remember? Yes,
So
sir.
that was in my mind as well as when he took me to a course of 7 days of
Wow.
yoga, which I was practicing, seeing something, reading some book.
Yeah.
Munger ke log aaye the. He changed my kind of attributes, attitudes basically, not attributes,
Yeah.
in many areas. So these
Beautiful.
are three influencer in my life.
Right, sir.
Four, three in career and one in my individual career.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful. Any book or any movie, sir, which you found something different, which you like
I
to?
am not that voracious reader of the book, but whenever I travel, I pick up a book from a stall.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Robin Sharma's book I have picked up, I have read. One
Wow.
book I was looking on relationship management.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir.
The book was written, I just picked up the book, A Journey Without Map.
Hmm.
The caption was Journey Without Map. And the writer was also not known. Well, I have read many known writers. Let read me this journey of the John Sardewala.
Okay. Okay.
And that book gave me insight of what you have missed in your life with your family. Many times you've been judgmental,
Yeah.
reacted, which you have not gone into detail understanding.
Right, sir.
So that gave me one insight of the story. Little bit, I'll take one more minute.
Please, sir.
His wife was diagnosed as a cancer patient.
Okay.
The writers. He lost his wife after struggling to about 7 years. Then he wrote this book in retrospect, Journey Without Map.
Hmm.
That influenced me for understanding people much better.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Amazing, sir. And so what?
Any
So,
other like professional career book you will look good to the grade?
yeah.
Theory of constraint.
Okay. Yeah.
Who
TOC.
move, who moved my cheese?
Yeah. 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 And of course, I'll be adding to it, sir. I'm going to send to you a few books of mine, sir. I will courier it,
Sure,
and I'll be happy to receive your feedback. And
sure.
all of these are something which I didn't have any idea about till 2018. So,
I was also keeping an eye on Arun Singh. Arun Singh is moved away from routine, understanding a professional job, and is doing something different. Great, great,
Thank you
Arun.
so much. Thank you so much, sir. It all I got some realizations in 2018, and then I got a feeling that despite working as head of HR, I was missing a lot of realizations, and that was a journey on which I started, and that was totally magically transforming. So the first book which you see, sir, my Peter Marisburg moment, I'll
A
share a
journey
copy with
without
that.
map.
This is my story, and of course the names
Hmm.
are changed a lot, but it's 100% true story. It's the thickest book, and anybody who has gone through this book, let me see if I got. They've always said that this is one of the most. They say that somebody has written a feedback. I'm here to share on my page. These are other books. The person said that this is the most inspiring book of the century. That's what he has written on LinkedIn. I have not shared the book with I, so let me take some time. But sir, this is something which it's all about ourselves, sir. We all have got the power. People have got power,
Yeah.
much bigger power than we have got. Everybody has got power, but I think many people do not realize that they do not look within. And it's all about ourselves. It's
Correct.
all about ourselves. You know, I recall that then I realized the mistakes which I used to make. When somebody gives a feedback, you say, why a person is given a feedback? And now I have become a feedback hunter. If somebody gives me feedback, he can see the sheen in my eyes, because those are the moments which actually change. Actually, sir, the headline, there is a tagline at the top of my picture, Marisburg Moment, which is the book with orange cover. It says that adversity is the mother of transformation. Whenever there is a challenge, we call it challenge or whatever you call, those are the moments when people change their life. And this is amazing. Of course, I can't give kind of these things
And
to you, sir. I think it's like
line of John was like this: nothing teaches like a tragic end.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. This is the way it is. I was just talking to somebody. Somebody called me in the morning today saying that around 12,000 people have been laid off by Google and 10,000 people by Amazon and all that. I said, these are 5% people. Can't you even become one of those 95% people? And coming to these 5% people, why these people? People have to introspect and see whether they are building skills, whether they are becoming version 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. So actually, I conduct a coaching program, sir. I also have started conducting a 2-hour signature session. Signature because it's very close to my heart, for corporates, where I say that, don't see what company can do for you. You see what you can do for the company.
Correct,
and the best thing which you can do for the company is by transforming yourself. That's all, as simple as that. So
Yeah,
very
very right.
interesting, sir. And sir, I'll be sharing some books. I'll certainly be sending some books. Sir, staying on the topic of books, if we write a book on the life and journey of A K Ojha, sir, the journey which you have undergone so far, what would be the title of that book, sir? What do you think could be a title?
Really, Arun, I've never thought of such things. Let me tell you. But, I went through some of your interviews and some of the other people interviews also.
Thank you, sir.
Then I thought you may ask this question to me.
This is my common question, signature question, which is only in this heart-to-heart conversation series.
But the fact is, I've never thought.
So maybe
process of thinking started a few days back.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Who am I? First of all, the question, who am I? The name is, a tag is given, A K Ojha.
Yeah. Very interesting. So that's a common question, sir, which I ask people, because I've been working with some CEOs on some book projects. So I know that everybody has got at least one book, and people like you have got 12 books, sir. 12 minimum. Very nice, sir. So that's my first question, sir. Maybe we can discuss. We can have the second series of interaction on this.
Correct. I have given a thought to this.
Right, sir.
There are two parts of my journey so far.
Right, sir.
But in both part, I find myself a crusader.
Right, sir. The Crusader. I'm getting the title.
One is aspirational, other is fly light. Life is beautiful. Fly light. Life is beautiful.
Beautiful. Amazing. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and some very powerful nuggets of wisdom which you have shared. And these are not only wisdom, these are the words which people can actually internalize and do something about. They can actually take actions and make themselves bigger and better. Very nice. Sir, any question which you would like to ask? Because I've been asking a lot of questions to people. I thought if you want to ask a question, sir, anytime.
No, I have no questions to ask you. I had only had rather right from the beginning or even today. This is a very nice way of getting leadership qualities out from the people who have not been in the arena or in the canvas of leadership understanding of many people.
Thank you so much, sir.
So this is one approach we have brought in, whether it is Amit or it is Arun, whether somebody else or whosoever.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Kind of preparation of life, which is required to be seen in that way.
Absolutely. This is very interesting, sir. And thank you so much, sir, for this, sir. And I also noted that when I have been talking to people, of course, I spoke with some of the people almost 10, 15, 20 years ago. The people sound different. They reflect. And then we all see better connection with something which happened 20 years ago, something which happened during our childhood days. And it's now when we start seeing the connections. And I think Steve Jobs had said very clearly, very convincingly that we can't connect the dots looking forward, but once we look back, we see the pattern emerging, because then we can see the dots getting connected. Thank you so much, sir, for helping us in connecting some of the dots, which I'm pretty sure is getting a picture, is giving rise to a picture by looking at which people can become better leaders, better Generation Zs and Alpha generation, and better human beings. Thank you so much,
You
sir.
gave me something different today. That kind of that now name of the generation.
Surely, sir. We'll have a Bharat series of generations, sir.
So
Thank you
nice
so
of
much,
you,
sir.
Arun.
Thank you so
So
much,
nice of you,
sir.
Arun. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your
Any
time.
other series would be welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. We are going to be in touch, sir. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure
Right.
talking
Thank
to
you.
you, sir.